So, I had a pretty nice surprise this morning. It's not raining, which it's been all week long, and it's 49 degrees. So I walked out to my pole shed looking for a piece of wood to turn, and naturally I found the heaviest one I could find. This is a piece of plum. It's 12 inches long and it's 9.5 by about 8, but it has a huge crack. You can see it right there, and you can see it right here, and it's on the other end. I put a Sharpie mark up here. I think I want to saw that off and then decide how long of a turning that I want. This way I'm not wasting a lot of wood by cutting it here first. I'll be right back and show you what I decided. I have it on a worm screw, sort of a worm screw. You can see I don't have a chuck in here. This is an adapter I made, and I have a hole drilled through it where I put lag screws in there of various lengths. This holds quite well, and the advantage of that is I don't have a lot of room here. If I have to drill so that my chuck will fit, I'm going to lose a lot of bark. I don't know how much of that I want. I also cut it down to 6 inches because that's about 6 inches right here. And if I went to 8 inches, which is what it was across the other way, I'd be turning all that away, maybe until I got up here, and I'd be kind of wasting that wood. So this way I got 2 blocks this size. So I'm going to sharpen up a 5/8 bowl gouge. I'll come back and we'll start turning on it. Alright, I'm going to leave you at this view for a while. I'm going to start my cutting up here and work my way down just to get past the bark. I have one piece. It looks a little bit loose, not too bad, but it's always good to cut this direction if you want to keep it. Doing about 660 RPM. I'm still trying to remember where I got this piece of wood, and I may have to contact a couple people that may have sent it to me. And I got to try to remember if I got some plum from my neighbor. That might have been plum he cut. I have to look in the rest of the wood that he gave me. I know I got some pear that he gave me. So maybe that's where it came from. If I figure it out, I'll tell you before we're done. I think that's going to work. I would like to have that rolling over a little bit like that is. So it all depends. By the time I get it round, turn it up a little bit. Yeah, 830. all cleaned up. Wow. You're not going to believe what this is going to look like when we get a finish on it. I don't think I want to mess with it anymore. I wouldn't want to lose any of that. I just need to get this top cleaned up a little bit, and I think that bark is fine, so we're going to cut from this direction and smooth that together. Alright, I have to flatten that bottom, and so definitely lost material there from, I think, the crack it had. So I want to shorten it anyways, and probably put a tenon on it. Then I'm going to look again to see if I might make that a little rounder. That's definitely way too wide there. There, I like that shape better, and the grain looks really good coming down in here. So that's going to be how wide the base is. A little more cutting on that recess. It's almost time to do some sanding, but I got a little ridge right here I have to get rid of. Okay. I think I'm going to take care of this and just go ahead and call it a day. Alright, time to do some sanding. I was just looking it over. This is an inclusion coming down, and it kind of spreads that way. And I'm following a line that looks like a crack, but it's not a crack. It could be a continuation of that inclusion. I'm going to go ahead and get it sanded up, and once we start turning the inside, we'll have a good look at it. I'm going to start with 120 grit, blades running in reverse at around 400 RPM. We'll sand it up to 400. I'll come back and we'll get a finish on it. Alright, time to put the finish on, and I am using shellac-based sanding sealer. While I put this on, I want to answer a request from viewer Tracy. She said she loves my videos, but she'd really like to see me use a natural wax finish because that's what she likes. And obviously everyone knows I like shellac and lacquer and things like that. But I said I'll do one the next time I get a chance. Well, I had a chance right now, but I wanted to use shellac on this. So what I'll do is when I turn the other piece of this, and it won't be too long before I decide to do that, I will use a wax finish. So everybody let me know what their favorite wax finishes are. I have some I've made. It's very typical of what a lot of people make, but let me know what you like. Homemade, store-bought, whatever. So I'm going to let this sit, and I promised another project that would be in the works, and while this is sitting, I'm going to go work on that, get it started. Check out the beauty in this wood. I've got 2 coats of sanding sealer on it. I have it flipped around. Got a real low spot here. It's like a channel that runs right down through it. So it's going to take a little while to start here and cut down and reach that so it cuts nice and smooth. I'm going to use a 1/2-inch bowl gouge. We're doing 760 RPM. This is going to get pretty deep to be cutting. I don't think it'd be cheating if I drilled a hole in there and make life easier, do you? Okay, I'll do it. Okay, I cheated, but it's going to be a lot easier. Let's see. 750 RPM, and we're back with a 1/2-inch bowl gouge. I think it's time to sharpen up. Slowly but surely. I probably have about 1 3/8 left that I haven't turned after I drilled it. This is really getting hard down there. I'm going to switch to this round carbide just to get that most of it out of the way. There, I got the step out of that. The grain is very grabby too. Let's see what I have for wall thickness there. And not too bad there, and it's thick there, but I have not blended that in yet. Okay, we got it. Wow, was that a lot of work. Alright, it's been a couple days, but it's time to get this sanded. I have my overhead air filtration unit going. I'm going to add an extension to my dust collector pickup just to get it a little bit closer. I'm going to be turning the lathe forward at about almost 400 RPM. I'm going to be using an 80 grit disc on my little right angle sander, which is actually a drill. And we'll get it sanded up to 400, and I'll come back and show you what I can of getting a finish on the inside. I probably spent at least an hour sanding the inside. I started putting the finish on there, and I see that all you can see is my hand. So there it is right there. I've got one coat of sanding sealer on it. It's shellac based. That's what she's going to look like. That's sanded off, and I'll be right back. Well, it's done, and I've got to say I think this is a beautiful piece of plum with all kinds of cool things on it. One of them being that really swirly, colorful grain. That is just cool. The other one, that inclusion. And I got this little V on this side in the bark, and I have it across there. It went all the way down the middle of the log. And there's some more beautiful grain with lots of contrast. You've got that bark. It's really dark. It stayed on great. I left the walls 7/16 thick on this. One thing to show the bark off. The other is this inclusion. It's not connected. It's just basically bark going through it, and it started vibrating a lot. And I thought, you know what? It looks good with 7/16. I'm stopping. And then I did take the bottom down to 1/4. It stands 4 3/4 tall. It's 5 3/4 in diameter. And like I said, the walls are 7/16 inch thick. I used 2 coats of Zinsser Seal Coat and 1 coat of the Zinsser Shellac for the finish. And I did use a wax finish on here. Viewer Tracy asked me if I could finish something in wax. Well, I put it on here. For one thing, shellac will melt your ink if you put it on there, but I did promise I'll turn a piece of this and only use wax on the whole thing. And I'm actually looking forward to doing that. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So I still don't remember where I got the piece of wood. If somebody sent it to me and I got 2 people I'm thinking of, let me know. And I'll ask my neighbor as well, because I did get some fruit wood from him when he had his trees cut down. I do know this. I had a lot of fun turning this, and I sure hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, there's a real easy way to let me know. Just click that thumbs up button. Even better, if you could leave a comment, tell me what you think about the video. I'd really appreciate it. I look forward to reading them all. If you're new to the channel and you like what you've seen, please consider subscribing. I do all kinds of turnings. You never know what I might do next. For you current subscribers, thank you very much. So, until the next time, see you later.